All right, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and I am a third-degree brown belt in Isshinryu Karate. Now, this video is about nighttime fighting or otherwise vision impaired fighting. As you can tell, I do wear glasses, not when sparring, obviously. I used to spar without my glasses, and I was still able to beat brown and black belt fighters in sparring. So you don't need perfect vision, first of all, to be a good fighter. And my eyes are about the same now as they were back then. Matter of fact, they're almost exactly identical. Because the last time I had my eyes checked, about 4 months ago, with new glasses, my eyes had actually improved back to the way they used to be when I was 20 years old. All right, uh, so I think it's Wansu Kata that is supposed to be teaching you nighttime fighting, and there is in fact a sequence that where at one point you become being stalked from either side, or at least one side. Or I'm not going to do it because this pavement is so hot it would burn my hands. Put my hands on the pavement both ways and forward, hit the deck, and then you turn and hit the deck. All right, so that's what that one Sukata, I believe it's one Sukata that has that sequence in it. And the other thing we started doing in Isshinryu is teaching the potential stance transition where if I'm in a good seisan stance, feet slightly more than shoulder width apart, toes slightly turned inward. This is similar to the guard stance most UFC fighters use. Knees slightly bent, so I'm not locking my knees out. I'm going to circle step around whatever might be in an obstacle in the way of my foot as I transition forward. All right, a circle step. And that way I don't accidentally stub my toe on the bedpost. If somebody cuts the power to my house and is intruding into my house thinking to rob me, I got my sai and my eskrima sticks right beside my bed. Well, I don't now, but back then. And I pull my sai out, whatever, and I'm going to stalk the intruder and get him off the property. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So, so that's where that stance transition comes from. That circle stance for knife fighting. You're avoiding stumping your own toe on something, for example. Well, what about the fight itself? Does that have a practical value? Yes, because let's say if my opponent's foot's right there and I my foot inside of his feet to make a throw, I can certainly grab and throw him a little bit easier, so he's off balance. So yeah, there are practical. Once the fight itself starts, there are practical reasons to have a circle step with either foot, and so that's something that we do to teach in Isshinryu. Does that mean that in a one-on-one fight you're always going to be circle stepping when you're advancing? No. All right. Obviously, you use your skill set when that skill set matters, and if it doesn't matter, you do whatever's most efficient that does matter. So you only use that skill set when it matters. Um, uh, so that's examples of nighttime fighting skills for self-defense. And obviously, with negative 650 vision, I can't see much farther than the distance that it's going to take to close in on you. I can see to the computer very clearly, but I can't see very far beyond it. At least I couldn't read anything beyond the computer. And so that's about 8 feet away from me, maybe 10 feet away from me. Most of your fighting that actually matters, you're within 1 to 4 feet of the person that you're attacking and counterattacking. So that doesn't matter. That's well within my line of vision, which is why I can rely on reflexes and watching your body and see what you're doing. I can predict whether you're throwing a punch or a kick based on how your belly button and solar plexus moves. So watching your eyes is foolish because people can deceive you with their eyes, but your center of based on how your center of gravity moves. 9 times out of 10, I automatically know. I can tell if it's going to be a high kick or a low kick 9 times out of 10, and which foot it's coming from just by watching your center of gravity move. So that's how I fight with negative 650 vision, even though I can barely even see the person's face in front of them, and I can still beat 2 brown or black belts attacking me one at a time, 2 at a time. So that's a practical application of nighttime fighting. And the fact that I used to win the sparring matches with the other brown and black belts, even though I had by far the worst vision in the dojo and I didn't have contacts at the time, proves that those techniques can work. All right, thank you very much. Yes, he is.